Why you bully me?
What the hell? Oh my god, no way!
So dudes, today I'll cover an Arc Shredder Gunslinger hybrid build for Conditional Finality. I won't waste your time, so a dim link will be in the description so you can try out the build ASAP. In the meantime, I'll run some Legend Lost Sector footage in the back so you can get an idea of the flow of the build. Obviously, we will be using Conditional Finality since it is the core of the build. For our energy slot, I opted to use the Deep Stone Crypt hand cannon Posterity. You can use any arc hand cannon as it synergizes with Lucky Pants, which we will discuss later. Posterity is a 180 RPM hand cannon, the best archetype to stack the immense damage breath from Lucky Pants. I crafted my roll with Corkscrew Rifling, Tactical Mag, Enhanced Voltshot, and Enhanced Frenzy. Frenzy stacks with a ramping damage bonus provided by Lucky Pants and provides amazing handling and reload speed. Even though it is getting nerfed in Season 21, Voltshot provides ad clear utility and some extra damage over time for beefier units. For our heavy slot, I chose to use a crafted dimensional hypotrochoid. Other options include Bump in the Night with auto-loading holster. Since I don't have that though, I decided to use a grenade launcher for additional ad clear and major clear. I do think that a Bump in the Night would be a better choice though, and pair well for DPS phases. As for our character, you want to be on Arc Shredder. Our super should be Gathering Storm, giving us a great boss DPS option. I prefer to use Combination Blow as the melee ability for stacking damage, and Pulse Grenade since it is easy to use. Our aspects will be Flow State and Lethal Current, giving us jolting and blinding abilities, and allowing us to lock down Overload and Unstoppable champions. For fragments, I ran Spark of Resistance, Frequency, Amplitude, and Shock. Try changing the fragments around to see what suits you. Let's move on to the armor mods. For the helmet, I'm using Special and Heavy Ammo Finder. You can switch out the Heavy Ammo Finder for hands-on if you want to focus more on melee kills. For the arms, I chose to use Harmonic Dexterity, Impact Induction, and Heavy-Handed for orbs. For the chest, I went with Stasis Reserves and Melee Damage Resistance. If you want, you can swap out the Reserves mod for Harmonic Resistance and another one of your choice. For the leg armor, I went with Lucky Pants to give our Posterity a place in the build as an alternative DPS option. I ran Stasis Weapon Surge and Stasis Scavenger. If you do not like using Lucky Pants, I would really consider using Star Eater scales for improved super damage for boss melting. For the cloak, I ran 2 copies of Bomber and Reaper for orb generation. If you'd like, you can switch out one Bomber mod for our special finisher to ensure that Conditional Finality has some consistent uptime. As always, try to reach 100 resilience so that you are harder to kill. This is extremely important since you'll be in close proximity to groups of enemies and need to buy more time to heal up in between melee attacks. The premise of the build is to get amplified, either by defeating a jolted target or killing multiple targets with arc damage in quick succession. Being amplified means we reload Conditional Finality extremely fast, locking down champions and improving our DPS cycle. This amplified reload bonus stacks on top of Spark of Frequency, allowing our reloads to be less than half a second. Should an enemy be out of range, you can always switch to Posterity and Mag Dump to do some very respectable damage. Assuming you reload after killing a unit, you'll proc Voltshot and set up added damage for Conditional Finality. If you manage to stack Combination Blow to 3 times, you can melee a boss once to set up the reload speed buff and start mag dumping. I usually mag dump twice with the shotgun and melee again to get some really good damage in. Grenades help with ad clear and keep overload champions in perma-stun. Unstoppable champions are easily handled by Conditional Finality though. However, barrier champions are more difficult to manage. I recommend using the first stasis shot to freeze a champion, meleeing, then reloading. Loop this until a mag dump can kill the champion or until you can finish them. This build is not really meant for endgame content, but it can definitely do difficult content with some effort and know-how. Let me know how this works out for you, and I'll try to put out another build video soon. Thanks for watching.